Lord told me today, what He spoke to my spirit. I sang with a couple for 3 years. And one day the Lord said, it's time to go. And I said, Lord, how do I tell them? I can't tell them. I don't want to hurt them. And He said, tell them that it's time to go. It's time to move on. And I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking, how am I going to do this? I cannot do this. And I said, Lord, please, you tell them. I did. I said, Lord, please, you do it. Just tell them that I'm going, that I have to go. It's time for me to go, so I won't hurt them. And all I kept saying over and over and over is, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to hurt them. And Sister Lou Witt, I was hoping she would be here. She's an evangelist. They moved from Ohio to Lakeland. And I was hoping they would be able to come. But she was preaching a service, a homecoming, and I went to that homecoming. And as I walked out the back door that day after service was over, she got right a hold of my elbow. She said, Marla, the Lord said for you to do what He told you to do and not to worry about hurting anybody's feelings. So there it was right there. So the next day I kept thinking all day long, how am I going to tell him? So finally the phone rang. My phone rang. And it was the gentleman. And he said, hey. And I said, hey, we need to talk. And he said, yes, we do. And I said, Elsie, I said, the Lord told me that it's time to go. And I said, and I didn't want to hurt you all, and I wouldn't hurt you for the world. I said, but the Lord said it's time for me to move on. It's time to go. And he said, we've been waiting for you to tell us. He said, God told me in Rhonda 2 weeks ago. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me? And he said, because we were waiting. He said, we were waiting for you to tell us. And the Lord just impressed upon me today that there's somebody that God is speaking to do something. And you're hesitant about it. You don't know whether to do it or not to do it. It's not that you don't know whether to do it or not. You know to do it. You know that it's God that's speaking to you, and you know to do it. But you're like I was. It may be because you think you might hurt somebody or whatever, but if God spoke to you and told you to do something, don't you worry about anybody else. God will take care of that part of it. You do what God told you to do. And that's all I have to say about that. Forrest Gump. I want to sing you a song. My friend sent me a text and she said, you better be singing Press On before you leave that revival. She said, because there's no better song that could suit the things that you all have been through. And that's what we need to do, church. We need to press on no matter what the circumstances are. I keep wanting to cough. I have this tickle in my throat. But y'all pray for me and I'll try to get through this. Press on in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Yeah.